Yeah. So hello everyone and welcome back to the session on your queues. So today's topic is something which you people are already familiar with that we are going to discuss here. That is nothing but we call it as linked list. So today we are going to see the representation of the queues with respect to something called as linked list representation. This is something same like stack. In the stack, we have discussed two different variations, right? One is with respect to something called as arrays, the static implementation, and then after that we have discussed about representation of stacks using linked list, a dynamic implementation. So arrays are nothing but static implementation. Same, whereas coming to linked list, this is dynamic because we are allocating a memory at runtime to the particular node whichever we want to insert it. So that's why it comes under your dynamic thing. Same way here, coming to the queues here, the queues are also classified into two way of representation. One is arrays, another is linked list. And I think you people are now familiar. So linked list representation is something we call it as dynamic, and this is what we call it as static. That we have already discussed it. So in the previous session, we actually discussed about queues. And in the queues, we have seen how using array representation, we can perform the different operations on this particular queue. So what are the operations we have exactly discussed in this particular queue is nothing but something called as insertion. Inserting, then we discussed about something called as deleting an element from a array, that is queue. And then we have discussed about something called as peek, and then finally we have discussed about something called as display. So same thing you people can do it the same. These are the three operations what we are going to perform with respect to linked list also, but the way of representation will be somewhat different here. That is what you people have to focus here in this particular thing. And here, as I told you that when we were discussing about queues in the previous session, we discussed that there are 2 points that we have to focus when we are representing these queues. The whenever a new element is inserted, so there are two different pointer variables we were actually using it, if you remember. Okay, so the first one is what we basically call it as what is the first one we used to have it, something called as, okay, front. And the second one what we used to have is, sorry, rear. Front and rear. So whenever you want to insert an element into this particular queue, this is a queue. Okay. Wait. So you know that a queue is the one in which whichever the element is inserted in the beginning, that will be the first who which will be served, or that will be the first which will be removed from this particular queue. The best example here is nothing but the ticket counter. Okay, you're standing in a line waiting for your turn to get the ticket of a bus or a movie ticket, or it can be a train ticket, whatever it is. So that is what we call it as a queue. So here, whichever the person has been standing in the first in the line, he will be the one who will be served first. So here, whenever you're inserting a particular value within this particular queue, you people will be using something called as rear to insert the elements into this particular queue. But in case you want to serve, so what did I tell you, that whenever you want to serve any element here, so whichever has been inserted in the first, that will be the first. So that is represented using something called as front. So here you will be having front here, rear is here. Suppose you want to add another element, so there will be another array here. So here you will be adding it, and this array will be pointing to this particular location. This one, what you people are seeing it. And whenever we want to delete the elements, so the elements will be deleted from this particular end. That is nothing but front. Similarly, so whenever you have deleted this element, the front will be incremented to the next block. And in this way, we will be moving forward one after another. That is what we have discussed in the previous session. So today in this particular session, we will be implementing the same operations what we have implemented with respect to your array representation. But only thing will be this time it will be with respect to your linked list. So here the today's topic will be, so what we are going to discuss here is something called as introduction part related to your what we call queues, I mean linked list representation. Then we will see how this linked list is actually represented, and then the different operations what we can perform on this particular linked list. So it's a simple topic. Since you people are, I think if you people are very much good with your linked list concepts, if you have practiced it, then this particular concept becomes very easy for you people to understand. So the normal explanation with respect to this is nothing but he is comparing here the same thing whatever we have discussed in the previous slide. Same thing is discussing here. That is nothing but why we are using linked list representation for creating this particular queues, because we already know that because arrays are nothing but these are static implementation. Since arrays are static implementation, what does that means? You cannot allocate additional spaces if you require to add more number of elements. Same way, if you have inserted or if you have allocated in the beginning more number of elements and you are going to insert a lower number of elements, then definitely the remaining and the remaining spaces are going to get wasted up. For example, suppose if you're declaring something int a of size 100, this is an array. So this is an array key. Okay, this is an array which I have declared. This in this I'm going to implement queues here. Now let us suppose I have only implemented 5 elements. I have inserted only 5 elements. Then what about the remaining 95 elements? I have allocated for 100 spaces. Among them, these 5 elements have occupied the space. What about the remaining 95 that are not been used? So what we are doing, we are simply wasting. We are allocating the memory, and this 95 elements or the space allocated for this particular 95 elements is getting wasted. That is a drawback. Now, okay, so what we will do is we will try to give a lower number. Now, let us suppose I have given a of 20, size 20. But when you are inserting, when you're executing the program, you need to give something called as 25 numbers. You have to give 25 numbers or elements. Then what will happen? What is the size of the array here? 20. So definitely I cannot. So I need additional 5 spaces in order to store the data. But I will not be able to add these 5 elements. Why? Because we know that if ever you want to add more number of spaces, you need to go to the program and then you have to dynamically we cannot allocate additional 5 spaces. That is a major drawback, and due to overcome this particular drawback, we are using linked list concept. That is what he's saying exactly in this particular slide. And here he has given the time complexities also with respect to it. So if you talk about the storage requirement, that is the space complexity here, every element requires order of n. Obviously, if there are 5 elements are there, you want to insert it, so definitely how many spaces you require? 5 spaces. That is what order of n. That is what he means to say order of n here. Means for example, if I want to add 10 elements, how many spaces I require? 10. If I want to add 5 elements, the number of spaces required are 5. Suppose I have to insert 100 elements, then the number of spaces required in the main memory is 100. That is what he's talking exactly here. And in order to execute the operation, suppose you want to insert the element. So inserting an element, how much time it will take? It will take in something order of 1. That depends upon the way how we are exactly performing the operation. If you want to delete, so at a time only, if you want to delete an element at a time, how many elements you can delete from a particular queue? Only one element you can delete, so the order of deletion is order of 1. Same way, if you want to want to display the elements, then definitely the order of n. Remember that for displaying, the time complexity will be order of n. Why? Because you have to display the n number of elements that are present. Suppose there are 5 elements are there, how much time it will take is 5 units of time. If there are 10 elements are there, it will take 10 units of time, because each element will take 1 unit of time to execute. Why unit we are using here is nothing but we are not specifying. We don't know exactly how it is going to take, whether it is going to take in milliseconds or whether it is going to take in seconds and all. So by default, you people can use something called as units for representation, that you people can consider it. So here, whenever that operations you are performing, it generally takes order of 1 time. So inserting, so at a time you can insert 1 element. So definitely for insertion, how much time it will take for inserting 1 element, it will take order of 1 time. But whenever you're deleting it, it will take at a time we can delete only 1 element. So order of 1 time. Only when we are displaying the element. So definitely within, if you see, this is an array representation. This is a queue representation with respect to linked list. How many elements are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Total 8 elements are there. If I want to display these elements, that is 9, 1, 7, 3, 4, 2, 6, 5. So it will take order of each element to display will take 1 unit. How many elements are there? 8. So order of 8. So in general way, how we can say is depending upon the number of elements, we can say for displaying the elements, it will take order of n. Okay. So this is what the time complexity, what we have discussed. This comes under into this particular scenario. Now, as you know that remaining portion is something similar to what we have discussed queues with respect to your arrays. That is nothing but there will be a, so in linked list, you know that there will be a start pointer, isn't it? There will be a start pointer, and this is the one which will refer to the first element which is present here. And here this start pointer in the linked list will be represented using front. You can see here. So this front is nothing but in linked list when we were discussing about, we represented that with a variable called pointer variable called as start, and here I'm representing that start variable with something called as a front, because in queues, when we discussed about queues, we said there are two different type of variables we are using, something called as front and something called as rear. Rear is used to insert the element, front is used to delete the element. So front is represents the always represent the first topmost element whichever is present. The first element whichever is inserted here, that will be present. That is what will be represented by this particular pointer variable called as front. And what about the rear here? It will represent the element that is inserted, whichever element is inserted. So for example, 5. Suppose now if I want to insert another element, something called as 10. So what will happen? The address will be replaced here and it will be a connection form. Now this rear will be represented at this particular location. This is the way how exactly we are going to perform. Okay, so you know that all insertions will be done at the rear. Obviously, if you sorry, all insertion means whenever you want to insert the element, we will be inserting at the back. And so, and definitely the back is represented using a variable called as rear. So definitely using rear only we can perform. And whenever you want to delete an element, what we are going to do, we will be deleting it from the front end. Front is nothing but this one, because as in the queue we said that whichever element has been inserted first, that will be the first which will be deleted. So what is the element we have inserted here? 9. So definitely I have to remove 9 here. So definitely we can use front variable in order to delete it, and then the front will be pointing to the next element that is present in the linked list. Okay, queue representation. This is how we are going to do. And this is the condition which you people have to keep in mind here. What is that? If front and rear is equal to null, what does that mean? Front and rear equal to null means both are in the same position, means that indicates that there are no elements that are present in this particular queue. So definitely you can say that that particular linked list is empty. There are no elements that are present in this particular queue when front is equal to null and rear is also equal to null. Okay, so both the conditions are equal to null. I mean, both the variables are equal to null. That indicates that there are no elements that are present in this particular queue. So this is what you people have to keep in mind. Remember one thing. So whenever we represented linked list concept, you know that every start means there will be an initial variable called as start, and that start will be pointing to that particular first location. So here that start pointer I am replacing, that is a pointer variable. So here front is a pointer variable. So I am replacing this variable name start with this particular pointer variable called as front. So this front is nothing but it is similar to the start variable what we have used in our linked list concept. But only thing apart from that, we used to declare something called pointers and all, right? Pointer equal to new node whenever. So that way, this is rear is another pointer variable. And this rear pointer variable is used to insert the elements within this particular linked list nodes. Okay. So let's go ahead and see the different operations what we can perform here. So, but before explaining that, I want to give you the outer sketch of this particular program. Later on, I will show you the program also, don't worry. So here the outer sketch of this particular program is, you know that since we are talking about linked list, you know that first we need to define the structure for the node. What is a node? This is what we call it as a node, right? This is a node. And we have already discussed in our, when we were discussing about linked list, every node will consist, a single linked list, every node will consist of two different blocks. The first block will consist of something called as the data, and the next block will consist of something called as a next, which represent the address of the next node, whichever is connected, right? So this star next is, what is this next? This is a pointer variable. This is a pointer variable. And what about this data? This is an integer variable where we'll be storing integer numbers. And this is the structure. Struct node int data struct node star next. As I told you that next is a pointer variable. So star next, so pointers are represented using the star before, isn't it? Before a particular variable. So star next. So this is what the node he's talking about in this particular thing. So this node, we will be creating it. So this particular structure, whatever you people are seeing, right? This particular structure, we will be seeing in, I mean, we will be using it in order to create this particular node. But apart from this, we are also having one more structure. I'm going to use two different structures here. I'm going to use two different structures. This is Q. Means in the previous slide, you have seen representation something like this. Let us suppose the values are 1, 2, 3, and 4. The address of this is 100, this is 200, 300, and 400. Since this is the last node, so this will be having X. So this will consist of address of this. So this will have 200, and this will be having something called as 300, and this will have something called 400. Now this link, this is a linked list representation of a queue. So this I'm going to represent with something called as this particular. I'm going to name it as queue. Now this structure, both are same. Only thing, this structure, I mean, whatever I'm representing a node, this is only used for creating a node. Means this individual nodes, in order to create these individual nodes, okay, separate one separately, I'm using this particular structure, that is struct node int data next. But I have to implement here something called as queue concept. And in the queues, we discussed it that we have a two different type of pointer variables, front and rear. And using this, we'll be inserting the element. So that's why I have used this particular structure called as queue. And in this, I am declaring two different variables. Okay, remember that this is a node. So to create this node multiple times, I will be using this particular structure. What is the struct node? Int data. No, because this particular node consists of data block and this. But in order to connect them, when suppose I have another node, I have created another node. Definitely I have to connect it, right? This is one. Now this node should be connected with this particular node too. So whenever I'm creating this node separately, this one separately, I will use this structure. But in order to connect them, I will be using something called as queue structure. Means this is represented by queue, and here you'll be having front and rear. Now, when I'm inserting this particular node, that is node number 2, this rear will be implemented. So rear will be coming here. Now, when I will be inserting another node, first I will create that node. How can I create it? I will be using this particular structure to create it. I have created. And what is the value I want to store here is 3. Now, this particular node, I want to insert here. So how can I insert it? Simple. Rear is the one which is representing here. So this rear is present in which particular structure? Q. So queue of rear, rear is here. So rear, this is the next block, right? So queue of rear next equal to whatever the new node I have created. This is the new node I have created. Let us suppose I'm using a variable pointer. So simply I'll call pointer. What is the address we have here? 300. Now 300 will be stored here because this is a queue. Within this, where is the rear? I will find it out. Here the rear is rear next, means this block. I'll be storing 300 and the connection will be formed here, and then finally 3. Now what I have to do after doing this? This rear has to be incremented because I have added a new node now. So rear should be coming here and here. So how can I get that? Simple. Q of rear equal to pointer. So what is the pointer here? 300. So that 300 I'm giving to Q of rear. So the rear will be coming to this particular location. Why I'm writing Q of rear here is nothing but Q is the one which I'm using as a structure. This is a structure name I have given as Q. Okay, Q. I mean this is the one which I'm talking about. I will show you using a program so that it becomes easy for you people to understand. Okay. This is the initial declarations what we have to do within the program that I'm showing you. And after that, these are some of the things which we have discussed. We already know in the linked list, we used to declare it. Something like struct q star q. So this is a pointer variable which I'm using with respect to this particular q. I think now you might have understood what I'm writing q of rear or q of front. I'm writing it now. So how I'm writing this q means I have used the structure. Which structure? Q, not node. Remember, I have two different structures here. I'm using this structure q. And using this structure, I'm giving a pointer variable star q, and using this particular variable q, I'll be performing the operations. What are the operations we have different here? Initialization. Initially, what did I say? Front and rear is initially will be equal to null, isn't it? Front and rear initially will be equal to null because there are no elements present in the queue. That I am representing using this particular void initialization. Okay, I will show you the program, don't worry. Then we have something called a struct q star. Now what is the operations I need to perform here? Insertion, deletion, display, and finally peak. And since insertion, deletion, and display, these are the functions which need to be done with respect to linked list. So definitely I need to call structure, and where I'm going to perform, as I told you, that entire linked list I'm representing using this particular queue, and this structure I'm using only to create a node. That's it. Remaining operations I'm doing it using this particular. So whatever the node is there, I'll create it. So this node I'll bring it here, and then I'll perform the operations. So that thing is what we are using here: structure queue, star insert, star delete, and star display. And within that, this is a syntax: struct queue star int. This is a similar syntax what we have discussed in your linked list when we performed insertion, deletion, and other operations we have performed in the linked list. Same way, but only difference there, we use it instead of queue, we use it something called as node. Struct node star comma int struct node star, we have used it. But here I am using this structure in order to perform the operations, not this one I am using, I mean, this structure, this particular structure what you're seeing, I am using this one I'm actually, this particular thing I'm using only for creating a node. But this is the one which I'm using in order to create that, I mean, perform the different operations on the nodes whatever have been created. So that's the reason all these operations are representing here something called as queue. You can see a queue. You will not be seeing anything called as node. But when we were discussing about linked list, we use something called as struct node. Okay, so don't get confused with that. So initially, as I told you, first thing what we had to do, initialization. What is the initialization? We are using two different pointer variables, front and rear. And initially, you know that those are equal to null. Why those are equal to null? Because there are no elements that are present in the linked list right now. Okay, no new element has arrived yet. So if a new list is arriving, then we will be performing the operations. So that is what. So front and rear is equal to null. And that is what I'm representing here in this initialization. So how to do void initialization? Struct queue. Similar to this, whatever the structure is, star. So in the place of star, I'm writing star queue because I'm pointing this particular queue using a variable called as queue. So similarly, queue of front. So queue of front. So this is a pointer variable. So queue of front is equal to null. Same way, queue of rear is equal to null. That is what I'm representing here. So initially front and the rear is equal to null. And then we will start performing the different operations, that is insertion, deletion, and display. So first operation, what we are going to perform here in this particular, okay, sorry. So the first operation, oh, the first operation what I am going to perform here is something called as insert. So when we are inserting it, so what are the things we need to do here? So insertion operation, what we are using to insert an element in the queue. You know that. So whenever if a first element is coming, we need to first find out. Now this is a elements that we have inserted here. Well, these are the elements you can think that I wanted to insert in the queue. That also you can think. So these are already present in the linked list. Now I want to insert another element, something called as I want to create a new node, and in that node I want to store the data called as value number 9. So first I will check the condition whether the front is equal to null or not, because if front is equal to null, what does that indicates? That the queue is empty. So this is the first node. So the node, whichever you're creating, which consists of value 9, that will become the very first node. So in case it is not the first node, so what we have to do, simply we need to, first thing what we have to do is first we need to allocate the new node. We need to create a new node. That is nothing but the new node. And I think you people are very much familiar how to create a new node, right? So some new node equal to, what is the form? What is the method we use? Struct node star malloc size of struct node, isn't it? Because node is the structure which I'm using to create this particular node. So now your node is completed. So new node is completed. Now what this particular method is going to return? The address into this particular variables, new node equal to. So let us suppose the operating system has given the address 100. That 100 will be stored in this. So this address is 100. And now what we have to do, simply I have to store initially the value, data value. What is the value I want to store here? 9. So I think you people know how to store that, right? New underscore node data equal to whatever the number, what are the variable you're using to store that variable 9. So similarly, in the number I'm storing the variable 9, so 9 will be stored. So automatically it will be coming up here. And then since this, if this is a first node, so definitely new node next will be equal to how much? Null, because this is the only node what we have. So this is the way how you people are going to perform this particular operation. Next time onwards, yeah, remember after doing that, you people have to initialize front and rear also. That I will show you in the program. So the new node will be created and with the name front and rear. So we need to allocate front and rear and then we need to perform the operation. Then, but if the condition fails, that is front is not equal to null. What does that mean? It is not the first node. That is the second node. So then what we have to do, we need to increment the rear and then we'll need to perform the different operations what we can do it. So let me show you the example. So first thing what I'm going to show here is insertion. Now this is algorithm and this is a code with respect to that. Now if you see here insertion, what is asking is first allocate a memory for the new node. Okay, whichever the memory, whichever the node you want to create, first create it and assign that with the pointer name. So what is asking you is use a pointer variable PTR. He is using another pointer and this pointer variable is used in order to refer that particular new node. Now set the pointer data equal to value. That is he's simply adding that particular value into that particular data. Now he's checking the condition. Is it the first node or not? Is it the new, is this the first element that we are inserting or not? So how we can check that if front is equal to none or not? So in case front is not equal to null, that means what does that mean? If front is not equal to null, that indicates that that is the not the first node. So we will be executing else part. But in case if it is the first node, then front will be equal to null. Simply what is asking you to do is set front equal to rear equal to pointer. Front and rear should be pointing to the first node and set front next and rear next equal to initially null because that is the only node what we are having. Once that is done, next time onwards, this particular if condition will never take place. This will execute only one time. Whenever you're inserting first time the first element into that linked list, this particular code will be executed. Remaining after that, only this particular code will be executed. What is that? Rear next. Because we said that insertion will be done in the rear and isn't it? And deletion will be done from the front. So else set you can see rear next equal to pointer. So I will explain this with the example. Now this is a code with respect to it. Okay, so let me copy this first. Yeah, I'll explain one by one so that it becomes easy for you people to understand. Okay, so this time I'm not taking anything here, something like previously what we have taken. Okay. Okay. Now you see here, I'll explain from the beginning. Like I'll be inserting first element and then later on other elements and keep on going. Now if you see here, I want to insert it. Assume that there are no elements that are inserted here. Now what I'm going to do? So insert operation, I'm going to call it. So you know value. Let us suppose the first value I want to store here is number 1. This is what I want to store it. So I'll be entering here struct node star pointer. Now this pointer variable, this is a pointer variable which refer to the first node, whichever the new node is created. Remember. Okay, so right now I want to insert the number 1. There are no elements that are being inserted and this is the first element which I'm trying to insert it. So first what I have to do, I have to first create that particular node. How to do it? So struct node star. I think you understand now. Struct node. I showed you the diagram. Okay, I showed you the structure with respect to your node. So struct node star malloc size of struct node. Now this will create a new node. This will create a new node and this node is pointed with the variable called as ptr. Now, okay, now you people might be wondering, okay, what exactly this particular pointer variable will consist of. So this is a new pointer, I mean, this is a new node created and the name of that particular thing is pointer. What this pointer will initially consist of is nothing but the operating system will be sending the address. That address will be stored in the pointer. Assume that the address is 100. So pointer is equal to, so this is the address of this particular new node is 100 and this address is referred using a variable called as pointer and it will consist of value 100. Now pointer data equal to value. So what is the value I want to insert here? 1. That 1 I'm storing. So that 1 is present in this particular variable value. Now simply I'm inserting here. So 1 I am inserting into this particular node. Now I will see what I'm going to say is I'll find out is it a first node or not. So in the algorithm we have seen that what we have seen if front is equal to null. This is what we have seen it, right? If front, okay, I'll use black here. If front equal to null, this is what we have seen the condition, and based on that we have performed the operation, isn't it? So yeah, front equal to null, then front and rear equal to pointer, front next rear equal to next. That is what I'm going to perform here. But here it is somewhat different. Why? Because I can't use directly front here in the when we are writing the code. Why? Because as I told you that we need a structure. So here, what is the structure I've used here in order to perform the operation? Q, isn't it? Struct Q, and this Q actually consists of something called as struct Q star front. This is the one which consists of struct Q star front, struct Q star front and rear, isn't it? We have declared. So definitely I have to use this one. And that is what I'm going to represent here in this particular thing. So yeah, so that's why I'm writing see Q front equal to null. So front equal to null only we are checking, but this front is referring to which particular structure? Q. That is what I'm representing Q here. So Q front equal to null. So is it null? Yes, initially Q and front we have already seen in the previous slide. I have represented Q of front is equal to null during initialization, and Q of next, I mean, sorry, rear equal to null. We have did this in a initialization phase. So what I have to do here, simply what I'm going to do is I'll check it. So this is equal to null, condition satisfied. I'll enter Q of front equal to pointer. So means that 100 I'm going to store in Q of front. Now that means now this particular node is taken care by that particular Q, and now here you will be getting something called as front, because q of front equal to 100. So 100 is, this is the node, the address of this particular node is something we are writing it as 100. So definitely the front is pointing here. Same way rear also should point initially, this is the first node, so rear also should point to that. So q of rear equal to pointer, so rear is coming here, come into picture. Now q of front equal to what is it? What is the next step we did? So this, since this is the only variable, this is the only value we have, this is the only node we are having within this, so definitely this will be null. So means front next should be null, rear next should be null, but this front and rear are pointed with respect to the q. So q means q is the variable which I'm using, so q front. Okay, so q front, and within this particular front node, the next part, the next address should be equal to null. Same way q, the rear next should be null. So rear next should be equal to null. But since it is this rear is represented with q now, so this should be written for sure. So q rear next equal to null. That is what I'm doing. Q front next equal to q rear next equal to null. So this means this particular address, this one has become null. Fine. Now, as I told you, this will be executed. This loop will be executed only for the first time. That is done. Now, let us suppose I want to insert another number. Let us suppose I want to insert number 20. So same process. Same process I'm going to implement here. But only thing this time else part will be executed from now onwards. So first thing what I have to do, I have to first create the size. So I'm going to create it here. First thing what I have to create here is I need to create that particular node. So first I'm creating a node here. How can I create a node? Using this step, pointer equal to struct node star malloc size of this. So automatically it will be created. What is the address of this? 200. Assume the address allocated with the operating system is 200. Okay, so fine. So right now this is a pointer. So pointer equal to 200. Now pointer data equal to value. What is the value I want to store here? 20. So that 20 I'm storing into this particular location. That's fine. So forget about this null and all that, later we can do it up. Now again I'm checking whether q of front is equal to null or not. Q of front means where is front here? This is a q now. So q of front is this one. So what is the address present in front? 100. What is the address present in rear? 100. So I'm checking that whether front is equal to null or not. Why I'm checking? Means I'm trying to find out whether this is the first node or not. But you people know that a queue of front is not equal to null, because now this time it consists of address 100. So this condition will not be executed. Simply will be jumping to the else part. And here you'll be performing the operation queue of rear next equal to pointer. What is that? As I told you, now this time whenever you will be inserting second element, third element, what is how we can insert using a variable called as rear. So I'll be focusing on this. What he's saying is queue of rear next means queue is here. Queue of rear is pointing to this particular node. What is the next address here? This one. Initial it is null. I'm replacing that now. I'm going to replace this. What is the syntax here? Queue of rear, and rear is pointing to this particular node, and within that the next block is the one which I need to fill with the address of this particular node, and this particular node address is present in a variable called as pointer. Simply we will write pointer, so that is 200. Now this 200 is present into rear next. Where is rear here? This is 100, so here it comes 200. So a link is established between them. Okay, a link is established with this particular step. Now since a link is formed, as a new node has been inserted, rear should be pointing to what? To this particular node, the second node whatever we are having. So what we have to do, we have to remove this particular rear from here, and that rear should be pointing to this particular node. How can I do that? Simple. Rear, okay, rear equal to pointer. What is a pointer? But you know that rear is with respect to what? Q. So Q of rear, this will be common. So Q of rear equal to pointer. So what is the pointer here? 200. So Q of rear. So simply rear will be coming from this location to this. I think you people are getting it. Now what will happen? So this pointer will be vanished here. Now this node will be represented using something called as rear. And what is the address present in the rear? 200. Now, is the task completed now? No. We have the next block of this particular rear has to be filled with something called as null. I have to write null because there are no more elements present here. So how can I do that? That's the third step. That is the third step what you people are having here. What it is? Queue of rear. So rear is pointing here. Rear next should consist of null. So rear of next is equal to null. So automatically this. So this is a way how it is going to execute it. Shall we take one more example? Let us suppose I want to insert 30. Now this time we'll go a little bit faster. So I think you people have understood this. So I want to insert 30 here. So same process. So you can see struct node pointer. So pointer will be, so a new node will be created here. Okay, so the new node is created. The address of this node is 300. Pointed by PTR. Now what is that pointer data value? So 30. I'm adding the 30 here. Now what I have to do, I'll check whether front is equal to null or not. Q of front. What is Q here? Q of front is pointing to this. What is the address present here? 100. 100 is not equal to null. This condition will not execute. You'll come to the else part. Q of rear next equal to pointer. Obviously, rear is pointing to this particular node. Rear next equal to this particular node address. What is that? We stored that address pointer here. So Q rear next equal to, you should get the pointer. So that 300 will be stored here. Means indirectly what we are doing here, we are removing this null here, and that I am filling with 300. Connection is formed. Good. Now this rear should be pointing to the new node whichever is created. How to do that? Very easy, right? Q of rear equal to pointer. So simply what will happen now, this particular rear will jump to this particular location. That is nothing but the new node whichever is created. Now right now it is here, and after that he having next block here, so the next block should consist of null. So rear next should be equal to null. But since you people know that rear is pointing using this particular q, so q rear next equal to null. So finally a null is stable. So this is a way how you people can insert the elements within this particular thing. Okay, now let's go ahead. So next thing we are having here is something called deletion operation. Deletion is somewhat easier when compared to this, because you know that deletion will be done in the beginning, in the front. But before deleting it, what you people have to do is you people have to check the condition. Where is the condition? Yeah. What is the condition we need to check? Front is equal to null or not. If front is equal to null, what does that indicates? That there are no elements that are present in the particular linked list. Simply you have to say underflow condition. But in case if you are having it, then you people have to delete it. So that is what I'm saying. So if front is equal to null, simply display that it is an underflow. There are no elements present and you're trying to delete it. But in case if this condition is false, what we have to do? We need to delete the element which is present in the front. So and after deleting it, the next element which is present in that list should be pointed with the front. Okay, let's take this one 917342. Okay, we'll take this first four elements 9173. Suppose this is the one which I have, and after deleting the first, so which is the element I have to delete here is nothing but this 9. I have to delete it. Once this 9 is deleted, then what will happen? This front should be pointing to this particular location, the next element which is present, and this particular node is deleted. So we have to free it, this particular node. Then finally, what is the output you people are going to get here is something called as 1734265. And you can see that the front is pointing to the next node, that is this particular node, which consists of value 1. You can see a front. Rear will always be present in the last. This is the way how we are going to do. Okay, let me take this and let me explain you people. 9173 now. Okay. So let me take this. So 9. Okay. 9 1 7 3. Okay, some 4. No, let's take this and how the deletion operation is performed here. That's the algorithm. Well, you people can go through that. Okay, sorry. Oh, yeah. Okay. Now, now this is the linked list what I have. So front is pointing to this particular location, which always point to the first element which is present, and rear will be pointing to the last element which has been inserted. Now, first thing what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a temporary name something called as pointer, because you know that whenever I'm detaching this particular node, so definitely that node has to be freed up. And you know that once you people detach this particular node, this front will be skipping to this particular location. Then how can I free the memory that is allocated here? So definitely I need another name which will be pointing to this node once this is detached from this particular linked list. That's the reason I need another name, and that is what I'm using this particular pointer here in this particular scenario. Now you can see here. So initially what I'm doing is pointer equal to queue of front. You know that this is a queue, so queue of front. So let me give the addresses here. Okay, I'll give it with a different color. So this is 100, this is 200, this is 300, 400, and finally 500. So that's 500 is present here. 400 will be here, 300 and 200. Okay, now what I'm doing is pointer equal to queue of front. So queue of front, so front will consist of address something called as 100. The address of this node is 100. So what I'm doing here, pointer equal to queue of front. So what is the address present in queue of front? 100. So that I'm keeping. So indirectly the pointer is coming into the picture here. The pointer is coming into the picture here and he is pointing here. So pointer is pointing to the first element, I mean the first node whichever is present, this particular pointer is pointing to that. Okay, cool. Now I'll check the condition before deleting that particular thing. Whether q of front is equal to null or not. Because front is equal to null means that there are no elements that are present in the linked list. But if it is not, then definitely there are elements present here and we need to delete them one by one. So here, if it is equal to null, what is the statement I should get is underflow. So right now, this condition will not be executed because there are elements present here. Because q of front consists of address 100. So 100 equal to null. Is it possible? No, condition fails. Simply come to the else part. Now what I am going to do is simply I need to delete now this particular node. how can I delete this particular node? What is the address of this particular node here? 200, isn't it? So simply when I first thing is I had to detach this particular node from this particular list. How can I do it? Simple. Whatever the front is there, this front should be pointing to this particular node. This front variable, I mean this particular variable front should point to the next element which is present here. How can that be possible? So you know that front is represented with q of front, isn't it? So what I have to do, this front should go to this particular location here. It should come here. How can I write q of front equal to the address of this second node is present where? In the front next. So q of front equal to q of front next. So it is from right to left the initialization is. So q of front next, in the sense front is pointing to the first node. What is the address present in the next block here? 200. So that 200 I'm storing in q of front. So automatically what will happen here is nothing but this particular thing, that is what I'm representing front equal to 100. This will jump from this particular location. This will be jump. Remember the pointer is pointing to this particular node only, but only thing is the front. Okay, I have already written the front has come up to this particular location. Q of front equal to q of front next. So in the front, earlier the front was pointing to this particular node. What is the address present in the next here? 200. That 200 I'm storing in q of front. So automatically the front is jumping to the next node. Now this has been detached because okay, and now this has been pointing here. So simply if you want, you can print a statement whatever the data is present in that. So that value being deleted is pointer data. So pointer is the one which is now referring to this particular node. Pointer data will consist of value 9 that will be displayed here. Now since it has been detached from the remaining list, what I have to do, I have to free the space that is present allocated to this particular node. How can I free it? You know that this particular node is referred with a variable called as pointer, and you know how to free it, right? We have a method called as free. Simple pointer. Done. Only we using 3 steps, you people can delete all the elements. This is the best part of this particular deletion linked list concept. Okay. Now what happened here is this particular node has been deleted. This particular node has been deleted. And right now the pointer, I mean the front is pointing to, what is the address of the front here right now? 200. Same. I want to delete one more element one more time. Okay, I want to delete one more time this particular, I want to delete this. Now same process. First what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the pointer. So pointer equal to q of, this is q, right? This is entire q. So q of front. So front is pointing to address 200. So pointer equal to 200. So right now pointer is coming to this particular location. So here you got the pointer. So pointer is referring to this node, front is referring to that particular node. Now what I'm going to do here is nothing but I'll be checking whether q of front equal to null. Q of front consists of value here 200. 200 is not equal to null. Condition fails. Come to the else part. What I have to do? Simple. This front should be shifted to this particular location, the next node. How to do that? So q of front is the one which we refer. This should be pointing to this particular address. What is that? 300. And that address is present in the next block of this particular front. So you can write q of front equal to q of front next. So front next consists of address here 300. That 300 we are storing here in this. Automatically the system will be, means this particular variable front will be coming to this particular location. So q of front has come up here. Now this has been detached. Now this particular node is referred using a variable pointer. What I had to do, simply I'll use a free method, free the space allocated to this particular pointer. Done. A task is completed. This is the way how deletion operation is exactly performed here. Okay. So remaining two is very easy that if people can actually go through it. So that is nothing but peek and display. So if you ask me about peek here, very easy it is. Only thing you people have to see here is whether q of front is equal to null or not. If it is null, simply say that the q is empty. But in case if q of front is not equal to null, display the first element that is present in that particular thing. So you know that within a node, suppose this is a front. For I mean, what do you mean by peek here? Whichever element is present in the first in the list, whichever element is present in the top. I mean, or present in the first in this particular queue, that will be displayed. And you know that whichever element is present in the first is represented using front. Simply you will call return queue front. And what I want to display the data present in this particular thing. So queue of front of data, automatically it will get executed. When you talk about display here, same process, no big deal. You'll use one pointer variable, pointer equal to queue of front. So if the pointer is equal to null, it indicates that the queue is empty. Else, same process. So you know that this is a variable we have, and here you are having in between you are having nodes. So here there is a rear, and here you are having a front, isn't it? So what you will be doing is you'll check the condition. Well, pointer is not equal to queue of rear, means pointer is right now pointing to this particular location. How? You people have already written pointer equal to queue of front. So the pointer is referring to the first element that is present in the linked list. Now pointer is not equal to queue of rear means queue of rear is representing this element. In between you are having multiple elements. So until this pointer is reaching here, you will simply print the data, pointer data, and you will pointer equal to pointer next. You will increment. So whatever the data is present here, you will be displaying one. Then you'll go to the next node here. So how we can go to the point next node, pointer equal to pointer next. So you'll have address here, you'll be jumping there. So that whatever the values you will be displaying 1, 2, 3, so on. When you will reach this particular node, so then pointer will be equal to this now. So this condition fails. You will be coming out of it. But whatever the data is present in this particular array, you are not displaying within this particular while. So for that reason, I'm writing that statement one more time, the printf statement. You can see there are two times I have written the statement here. I have written two times this particular statement. One is at this location, one is this. Why we are writing in the end here is nothing but when this particular pointer reaches the last node, that last node, it becomes equal, it will simply come out of it. But that last node consists of some data that I'm not printing it, that I have to print it out. Now the pointer has reached to this particular location. So simply when I'm coming out of this particular while statement, I'll be simply displaying that pointer data. So last node, whatever the data is there, I'll simply printing it up. Remaining process same. Return there in linked list we used to call return start. Here I'm representing that with Q now. So simply I'm writing return Q. That's it. This is a way how exactly this particular thing exactly works. It's very easy and it easy to implement and easy to perform the operations. So let me show you the program. Just give me 5 minutes. It will be completed. Rahan. Okay. Okay, I'm using this now, so it's not showing it. Let me close this. So yeah. Okay. Now you people can see this is a code which I have written in Turbo C. The problem why I'm showing here in Turbo C is nothing but in their C++ when we're implementing this, there is some kind of the compiler is not able to execute this particular program because there is some infringements with respect to the compiler. But here the code is running fine and it is perfectly correct. The code is correct, but there it is showing some infringements related to the compiler. Now this is the one which I have showed you. You can see struct node into data struct node star next, and here this is the queue which I have represented, which I have shown you, and these are the methods which I have executed. Now this is the way you people will be giving the menu in the main method, but before giving that you people can see I have written something initialize queue. Did you see this? This is the method which I'm initializing here, and then I'm performing it, and then I'm giving it the different operation: insert, delete, peek, display, and finally exit, and we will be executing one by one. So here I'm giving, so based upon the switch statement, whichever operation we want to perform, it is similar to the one what we have seen in the stacks with respect to linked list. Now in the initialization, you people can see queue of rear is equal to null, queue of front is equal to null. And now the insertion part, whatever the program I have shown you. So okay, let me execute it and show you the output. So you can see here, you people are seeing here the main menu, insert, delete, peek, display, and exit. So let us insert the values first. I'm giving the option 1. So let us insert initially the value as 10. Again, I want to insert another element 1. So what is the element I want to insert this time is 20. Okay, let's give one more time insertion. So insert the element 30. So there are three elements are there. Let me show you. Okay, so we'll be displaying. So when I call 4 here, it will display the element. So you can see here there are three elements here, 10, 20, 30. Okay, so insertion is working very fine. Let us suppose I want to insert one more element. Simply I'll click on 1, enter, give the value. Let us suppose you're giving value 40. Yeah, done. So let's see whether all the elements have been displayed or not. So when I give the option number 4, it will display the element 10, 20, 30 and 40. Now let us delete those elements. I want to delete the element. Which element I want to delete here? So you know that elements will be deleted. Whichever element is inserted in the beginning, that will be deleted. You know which is the element we have inserted 10. That 10 will be deleted. So simply when I call delete, that is option number 2 I'm giving it. It simply says the value that being deleted is 10, so it has deleted 10. Shall we see the output here display? So you can see here 20, 30, 40. Now front is representing to the value called as 20 and rear is representing to the pointer, I mean the value called as 40. Now if I want to delete one more element here, simply I'll call 2 here. Now which element will be deleted here? The one which is represented by front, and front is representing which value here? 20. So that will be deleted. So the value being deleted here is 20. So how many elements we are left here? Let's display that. Okay, two elements 20 and 30 and 40. Now I want to display the peak. Our peak is nothing but peak is the function which we use to represent the first element which is present in that particular queue. Now, as per the data which we got earlier, what is how many elements we have? Two elements, 30 and 40. So which one is the first element here? 30. So when I'm calling the option called as peak function, it should display 30. So the value which is present at the front of the queue is 30. Okay, so this is the way it is going to execute it. So I hope you people have understood. This is the way how it is getting implemented. Now finally I will call 5, exit, enter, and done. You're coming out of that particular program. It's very, very easy. So I have already explained this. You people can try at your home. Try to write this particular code. It's very, very easy. Already I've shown you in the slides. Go through the video and one more time and just implement it. Only thing which you people have to keep focused here is this particular thing, do while statement, where you people are giving that makeup menu. Menu you have to give now, insert, delete, peak, display and all. This is what you people have to keep in mind. Remaining processes same, all these things. Okay, so I hope you people have actually understood this particular concept. This is what we have with respect to your operations, what we can perform in this particular linked list. In the next session we will see the different type of queues. We have actually 4 different type of queues we are having: circular queues, d queues, then 2 more we are having. That we will discuss one by one with respect to this, and then finally this will be closing this particular unit. Okay, so thank you for watching.